I used to say Chelsea have the best squad in the Premier League, and maybe that remains to be the truth in terms of quality and just good players. But do they all fit, and do we need to rejig things a little bit?
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yes, people, what's poppin'? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you're doing well, as always, mate. Really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. Chelsea News is the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's been said about Chelsea, giving you my thoughts on it, giving you my opinions on it, but more importantly, asking for yours. Today, there's a bunch of stuff we want to talk about. Conte getting in on the act of raiding Chelsea. Graham Potter raiding Chelsea. What? Graham Potter's got a job. Apparently he has. A little bit more on Kunku and Dewsbury Hall as well. Like, he could just be sold now, which is kind of sad, really. It's going to be great, so thanks for joining me. A big thank you to my sponsor, Stocks FC. Guys, if you haven't seen this yet, it's a wonderful opportunity to test your footballing knowledge. If you like FPL, if you want to earn some money, you should check out Stocks FC. It's 18 plus, but it isn't gambling. It's a stock market for players. You buy low, you sell high, you invest in footballers you think are going to be on the come up. Like, for example, Haaland is starting to score again. I've bought Reece James and stuff like that. It's really, really exciting. Check it out, guys. You can do it by clicking the link in the top of the description or scanning this QR code. Just go and have a look, man. The platform's wicked. I'm buzzing to be partnered with them. Right, let's get into it. Alrighty then. Let's start off with Gianluca Di Marzio, Italian reporter, journalist, talking about this Cesare Casadei situation, mate. This was published yesterday, late last night or something. Casadei's got the streets, man. People want this player. France, Netherlands, Italy. I think probably in England somewhere as well. Maybe like lower Premier League. Certainly Championship clubs would want him. Di Marzio writes this, and bearing in mind, as always, disclaimer, this is a translated article, so it might sound a bit broken Englishy. Just had to sip my coffee there. Right, Napoli sprint for the midfielder. The Azzurri must try and close to avoid further counter overtaking. The winter transfer market is getting into full swing. There are many teams that are looking around to try and improve their squads in view of the second part of the season. Excuse me. One of the most active Italian clubs, certainly, is Antonio Conte's Napoli. Well, surprise, surprise, Conte wants signings who have, after having made the Scuffet Caprile exchange with Cagliari. They would now like to strengthen their They've done some other business. Now they're looking to the midfield. The Azzurri, in fact, have overtaken for Cesare Casadei, a former Inter player that is now at Chelsea with Enzo Maresca. I wonder if Conte knows him from Inter. Today, which was yesterday, the sprint is now with Napoli, and they must close to avoid further overtaking. This is, of course, in regards to Torino. Relations between Napoli and Chelsea have been good since the summer. Chelsea do have a relationship with Napoli. Of course, we spoke to them a lot about Victor Osimhen. I think, actually, I think we could have done something with them. It was Osimhen that we couldn't do the wages, and he didn't want to do a loan, although he went on loan in Turkey in the end. I think Chelsea and Napoli are on good terms. We've done stuff with them before, of course. We bought Koulibaly, Jorginho, we brought Sarri, etc. So there's been an open dialogue quite a lot between the Naples club and Chelsea. The situation after Napoli overtook, again, broken English slightly here, guys. Relations between Napoli and Chelsea remain good. The 2003-born midfielder wants to return to Italy. Initially, he'd given priority to Torino. Of course, this is the story that we've been following here on the channel. But Napoli has accelerated. Christian Stellini, Conte's assistant coach, and I remember him, and Napoli is crazy about the player. He met him at Inter and really appreciates Casadei's qualities. Okay. Casadei's a good player. He's got a high ceiling, and this is good news for us, guys. Good news, because Torino won't have that juice, that financial juice that Napoli has. And when Conte wants a player, and Conte's in a title race, you get him as player. So Chelsea might actually get their valuation for Cesare Cassidy. I think this would be a great piece of business for us. The only thing is, perhaps speculating here, of course, unlike Torino, this isn't the kind of deal where you get a sell-on clause. You'd probably just sell him for a little bit more in terms of initial sell-on fee. We'll see what happens there. Right, guys, I want to speak about this article and Give Me Sport and Graham Potter. Yeah? Because Graham Potter, apparently he's going to manage West Ham, which kind of feels about right, doesn't it? He's correct not to take the Leicester job. I mean, look at them. That was probably smart from him. And wasn't he being interviewed in jobs abroad and Ajax and Ligue 1 and stuff like that? But I think actually, because West Ham I don't think will get relegated, and they got good players. Yeah, I mean, like, good, right? So, although Julen Lopetegui at time of recording hasn't been sacked, Give Me Sport sources have revealed that West Ham are going to appoint Graham Potter as their new boss. Kind of feels right. Why is this relevant to Chelsea? Well, firstly, I'm just interested in this, but this is a Chelsea channel. West Ham, just quickly, West Ham spent loads of money in the summer transfer window, including expensive captures of Max Kilman, Jean-Claire Todibo, which we were linked with, and other people, Nicholas Füllkrug, amongst others. So, Julen Lopetegui, who, by the way, managed Spain and Real Madrid, he's out of there. But this kind of blew my mind a little bit. So Graham Potter's coming in. Let me just find this here. Yes, the deal with Potter being finalised on paper, though he has verbally agreed a contract in East London. The deal includes him bringing recruitment analyst Macaulay to the club to work with him. Remember Carl Macaulay? He was like his guy. He was always his guy. These managers, they always have a guy they bring with them, you know? And with Macaulay still working at Chelsea, I must admit, I did not know this. From the spell 2 years ago. It's an impressive facet which shows it would be a key appointment. So will he have to be bought out of Chelsea? This blew my mind. I'm just going to Google this to be entirely sure that it's a thing. Hold on. Yeah, he is a former professional footballer who currently works as a recruitment analyst for Chelsea. Carl Macaulay's still at Chelsea. Now, is he good? I mean, if he wants to go, you can't keep him. He goes, he goes back with his bestie. But like, we have got some stuff right. Is it him? I know Joe Shields, like, the vibe is you wouldn't want to lose Joe Shields regardless. And he's not going anywhere. I mean, no one really... There's such a divide with the Chelsea sporting directors, Winstanley and Stewart, that people would probably, half would be terrified if they left, half would celebrate. But I think everyone would want Joe Shields to stay because he's like, Lavia, Cole Palmer, Jadon Sancho signings. And convinces said players to join as well. So you don't want to lose him. But if Carl Macaulay, like, is he the guy who found like Andre Santos and Cesare not so much Cassidy, Vega for 11 million quid? I don't know. But if he was like an integral figure and guy in getting those great signings over the line, I don't want to lose him to West Ham. We'll find out. I'm sure over time Athletic will do a long read over it and I can tell you the information there. Just keep it locked to football therapy, I guess. Alright, mate, a little bit more transfer stuff. Dewsbury Hall, both these stories are coming from Fabrizio Romano. I'm going to read it at Football 365, that's citing Romano in just a moment. But the article starts like this. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Kiernan Dewsbury Hall can leave Chelsea just after a few months after joining the Premier League giants. Dewsbury Hall reunited with former Leicester City head coach Enzo Maresca in the summer as he joined Chelsea in a fee for around 30 million quid. Wow. The midfielder shone for the Foxes last season. He grabbed 12 goals and 14 assists in the league, which is crazy, really, from midfield. 36, Yannick. League goal involvements. That's hot sugar, you must say. The 26-year-old has only made 5 cameo appearances off the bench in the Prem, as most of his game times come in the Conference League and Carabao Cup. So Romano says this on Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. He says he can leave this month. This month he can leave in case of a good bid for both the player and club. So he, it's not going to be like off your pop to Southampton, mate. And he. By the way, like, this is important. He's a good footballer. He is. I mean, I guess he's just... And maybe there could have been instances where he could have helped a little bit more. I felt sorry for the guy because he's obviously not as good as some players we've got, but he's actually doing himself a disservice that when he comes on, he's so desperate to do well that he's not playing to his optimal capacity and capability, which is making him play worse. But he's a good player, bro. We'll never get 30 million quid back on him, that's for sure. That would be a loss. It would just be, one on the chin or whatever. Chelsea have already informed Kiernan since December last month. Just to check then, what month we're in? That he's available on the market. It's cold, man. The coldest story ever told in Kiernan Dewsbury Hall to Chelsea for 30 million. And sporting director so heartless. Yeah, poor guy. We'll make a loss. Hopefully he can go somewhere good. A bit on Nkunku, then we can talk about the squad composition generally. Romano also confirms, or reports, should I say, nothing concrete or serious at the moment in terms of Paris Saint-Germain and Nkunku, but he could still leave somewhere else. So he could go to PSG or somewhere else. Basically, it's significant. Hold on, that's my information, especially if he goes to Chelsea and asks to leave. So when he says something, Romano, it's significant because otherwise we'll be like, there's nothing, guys. I'm hearing nothing. For the moment, there's nothing. If he says, he might definitively say there's no chance he's going, or otherwise he'll do a neutral, there's nothing to report at the moment. He's saying nothing concrete with PSG, but there's something there. And then he's sort of saying that, he can go somewhere. And I'm getting information on him. And my information is if he asks Chelsea to go, he can go. And we hear from multiple external different sources that Christopher Nkunku he's unhappy to a degree, that he's open to leaving Chelsea in the summer, or indeed even this month. Huge story, really, which makes me want to talk about the composition of the squad generally right now. Alright, so yeah, I maintain my position that Chelsea have a wicked squad, loads of quality, and I include the likes of Nkunku and Joao Felix. There's been huge talking points, Felix, on social media, that he was a sort of Jorge Mendes opportunistic signing because he is immense quality. We did get him in theory for good value for the player he was. He did lower his wages. It did represent this, dare I use this Barcelona term, lever, which allowed us to get the pure profit money from Conor Gallagher, which helps us in this accounting period right now, which is what we needed, this sort of financial strategizing. And look, he's literally just turned 25, Joao Felix. He can play as a false nine. He can play as an inside left. He can play as an attacking mid in the pocket. For me, I trust him positionally, his versatility, more than Nkunku. And he's way more creative than Nkunku. You see Joao Felix like knock those little lobbed passes over the top. He's got good vision. I kind of have a little bit of sympathy for Moresco, why he's not turned to him as much. Because maybe we've been in too precarious a situation where it's like system stuff and we don't want to create holes and fragilities. He's not like a really robust system player, Joao Felix. He's a bit mercurial. He's a little bit of a luxury player, which is kind of okay. And maybe there would have been, the season's gone really well, by the way. It has, despite December. It has gone really well so far. The main thing is how we start 2025, of course. But had things gone a little bit differently, and Joao came on where we were 2 goals ahead, and he just looked really good. The pressure was off. He was linking up well with players. He got a few assists, a couple more goals. Then there might be sort of this thing where he's trusted a little bit more. He's settled. He's not desperate to come on and rescue a game, which is what people are sort of asking of him recently, because that's what, why did you bring on Joao Felix to save us? That's the kind of, vibe, isn't it? Whereas at the time, we're probably, under the pressure, but maybe not losing. And the gaffer might see Joao Felix as a softer player to put in the middle that might make things worse in some ways. You know, I kind of have sympathy for that. But a great player, and Nkunku is an excellent player. He's an amazing finisher. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think he's probably the best finisher at the club, or on par with Cole Palmer. He's that good. But when you're in big boys school, when you're in top 4 school of the Premier League and the most competitive it's ever been, you need everyone to fit perfectly. And to be honest, like, it's kind of okay to learn that. And remember, we bought Nkunku at the beginning of this new project. It was way before Maresca, and it was before it was before Cole Palmer. We agreed to sign him, and it's way before how we knew that Cole Palmer was like the best footballer in the world. So the attack was going to be built around Nkunku, playing in the hole, but more direct than perhaps as creative as Cole is, and that was the attack. Remember, under Pochettino, that was the plan. But that was the plan at the time. The plan's changed, and that's kind of okay. But I feel that we need to stick with Maresca, stick with his ideas, stick with the squad building now. We've got like some data, and we can buy more appropriate players and refine. I think it's the most important thing. We've got Cole Palmer, the game changer. Like, you look at Arsenal without Saka, they're struggling. So we need like to really cultivate quality from Sancho and imbue him with the confidence to be, even if he can't be as good as Palmer and he's a different player and plays differently, make him confident, make him the best version of himself, and then we can get an appropriate number 9. We need an extra midfielder probably. You know, even if Santos joins in the summer, we'll see what happens there. We need a centre-back. Maybe we need a goalkeeper. But that's okay. It's okay. We're sort of learning now about building this final product, which is modern-day Chelsea, you know? So guys, let me know what you think. Please do comment down below. Of course, keep it locked here to the channel. Turn the bell on if you subscribe. Do go check out Stocks FC if you want to check out the footballing stock market. It's a lot of fun, so do check it out. And I'll see you guys back here soon. Peace.